WrestleMania. Unfortunately, it's rush hour. Or we're stuck in traffic, just inching along, little bit by little bit, for 3 hours.
Is this your rush hour face?
This is the Raw review.
Yeah, you know how you know it's the Raw review? Because I'm wearing this stupid fucking shirt. Did Raw do this to you?
Turned me into Hellspawn?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Alright. Gonna take some getting used to, but
It happens.
we'll work with it. Oh, right. Let's talk about all this fun stuff that happened.
It was, honestly, if you go from a purely fan aesthetic point, it's kind of a depressing Raw.
Like,
Because, I mean, spoiler alert, right off the bat, Mick Foley gets fired.
yeah, and I
And then all the people who tried to, like, sympathize for him and help him out and stand up for him all got punished for it.
and here's one thing is I really want to care about the Mick Foley getting fired, but what did he really do? And I understand that, like, you know, Sami Zayn was the first person to come out and really, like, stand up for him, but what did he do for Sami Zayn?
He tried to protect him from Braun Strowman for a long time.
And Sami hated him for it.
Yeah.
But now Sammy's like, oh man, I should have been thankful for you.
No, Sami said it during the backstage segment. That it was the whole, everyone says, be careful, like, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, but I met mine.
Yeah. And then Cesaro and Sheamus,
God couple.
because we needed that best of 7 series.
Grumpier old men.
And then Bayley. Bayley made sense. Because he was literally the one that called her up to Raw and put her in the women's title situation and all that stuff. So that made sense. And then the awkward, like, oh, Triple H, I didn't see you there. And he's, like, awkwardly lounging on all of the chairs or whatever the fuck is over there next to the exit door. Triple H. Let's talk about Triple H for a second. Triple H was
Hunter
a
Hearst asshole.
He was a fucking dick all night long. First, just
That's what Stephanie was hoping for.
yeah, true. Well, and she was being a cunt. So, like, Triple H, like, right off that Mick Foley thing, just, like, getting all up in his face and, like, have a nice day, and then walking away. And then we saw him later in the interview talking about Seth Rollins and the potential of a match, and that Seth Rollins and Mick Foley are in the same situation because they listen to the fans, and that's what got them hurt, and blah blah blah. And he, like, Triple H was just on a fucking tear tonight.
Yeah.
Proving once again that he is one of the best promo guys in the business today. Yeah, we got the update from one of the personal trainers that's been helping Seth Rollins, saying that, you know, he was looking good and he's got a lot of passion and everything, but it's looking like it's going to take a couple of months to really make sure that he can come back to wrestling. But he's got drive and he wants to be at WrestleMania, and if he does compete at WrestleMania, there's a good chance that he'll be back at the doctor's office the next day. So Triple H is saying, well, I guess he's gonna miss. I guess he's gonna miss WrestleMania again for the second year in a row. And hey, I got him some tickets so he can. So it's not like front row. It's gonna be up in the nosebleeds, but he can hear the roar of the crowd. And then Triple H is like, but wait a second. Maybe if I draw up like a certain type of contract, like I don't know, like an unsanctioned match type scenario.
A hold harmless contract.
Maybe we could have a match, just so he won't sue me or my wife or my father-in-law's company. You know, that might be a thing. But Seth Rollins has to show up next week on Raw to sign the contract. So I think
It smells like a trap.
I think it's pretty set that we're going to be getting Triple H for Seth Rollins. I think it's going to happen. So yeah, we kind of skipped over what happened to Sami Zayn. He was the one that stood up to Stephanie. He ended up getting a match with Samoa Joe. He lost because Samoa Joe's not going to lose on Raw.
He is the destroyer.
This is not going to happen. And he lost in the very similar way that he lost last time they faced each other, where the Haluva kick got blocked, and then the Coquina clutch happened. Yeah. Okay. So we had Cesaro and Sheamus, who were friends with Mick Foley, and they had to try and keep their spot.
Talk about a table for three I would watch.
What?
Cesaro, Sheamus, and Mick Foley.
What? That is. I think it would just be.
The title of the episode would be "We've all been on the show before."
No, it would be the best of 7. No, so yeah, they ended up having to try and make sure to keep their spot on WrestleMania because they had to face Enzo, Cass, Gallows, and Anderson in a 2-on-4 handicap match.
So essentially, they would have to beat both of the opposing teams for their WrestleMania match in order to keep their spot at the WrestleMania match, where they would fight both of these opposing teams.
Yeah, and you'd think that for the potential of a just straight-up tag team match, you'd think that Enzo, Cass, and the club could get along, be like, hey, we could easily eliminate this team. We don't want them in here. They shouldn't be in this match in the first place. Let's just do this. But no. Why would we change it 2 weeks before WrestleMania? Instead, the club decides to attack Enzo and Cass and completely take them out of the match. And then they get to job out to Cesaro and Sheamus. In true club fashion.
They screwed the pooch on that one.
Yeah, just a little. So, it's still a triple threat match for the Raw Tag Team titles.
I'm just going to go out on record and say maybe the club forgot who they were supposed to actually be fighting.
There's potential in that. I mean,
maybe they thought they were going to be teaming with Cesaro and Sheamus, and they were supposed to beat up Enzo and Cass and get them out of the match.
Stephanie told them the wrong team. Yeah. We'll say that happened. But yeah, so that's still happening.
They remind me of that old school tag team from Southpaw Regional Wrestling.
Tex Ferguson.
Yeah.
And also the guy with the big hair.
Chad Too Bad.
Yeah.
Before they turned on each other.
Yeah, they had a bad falling out.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, they could have done great things together, but it's. Man, do you remember those pictures of Tex Ferguson with the 2 eye patches?
Yeah.
Ugh, it's a bad way to go.
The time Greg Valentine had him in an armbar for 2 hours.
That's a rough place to be.
Anything between Greg Valentine's legs for 2 hours is a tough place to be.
Well, we called out Joey Janela yesterday. Now we're calling out Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Greg the racist Hammer
Oh,
Valentine.
yeah. Watch any promo where he's talking about Junkyard Dog. It's a bad situation.
Damn it. Back to Raw.
So, yeah, speaking of Stephanie messing with people, of course, Bayley, the one that made the most sense, being a Mick Foley mark, she had to try and keep her triple threat match, in which she has to defend her championship, from being a fatal 4-way by beating Nia Jax again in a no disqualification match.
Oh.
So changing it up a little bit, make it a little bit different. The chair was almost used once.
It was very much in the same vein of the NXT's first ever no disqualification match between Bull Dempsey and Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin, yep. Yeah.
One of them grabbed a chair.
And it was blocked. And from that point on, the only thing that was like no DQ about it is Nia like grabbing Bayley and slamming her against the barricade on the outside. That was about it. But that's usually allowed in regular matches anyway.
Yeah.
That it's not really a disqualification type of scenario. And she didn't even use like a DQ type of situation to win, but Nia Jax is in the match now. Because she beat Bayley straight up with a fucking Samoan drop.
And they tried to add more tension to the story by showing repeated times of like Sasha and Charlotte watching the match backstage.
Mm-hmm. And potentially they tried to show weakness in Charlotte because earlier in the night she had to face Dana Brooke, and Dana Brooke got quite a bit of offense.
Yeah.
It wasn't the prettiest work that Dana Brooke's ever done. But I could forgive that with this being Dana's first chance to really lash out at Charlotte. So I could excuse the messiness of the match of just her like wanting to just beat the shit out of Charlotte. I'm okay with that. Charlotte still
beat the shit out of Shitlet.
Yes. Charlotte still picked up the win with the big boot though. So Dana Brooke's not getting a push yet. That'll probably be the post-Mania feud.
Yeah.
While we do Sasha and Bayley for the championship. And then Nia goes back to obscurity. Brian Kendrick defeated TJ Perkins in the most awkward finish of all time.
Yes. Perkins and the referee played Ring Around the Rosie until Kendrick hit Perkins with the sliced bread number 2.
Yes. And then we find out that Brian Kendrick likes to steal things because he had Akira Tozawa's passport.
That he found lying on the ground last week.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal. Like theft is already illegal, but like I have a feeling you get in a lot of trouble stealing somebody's passport.
Probably.
That's borderline identity theft. You might want to not put that on television. I'm just saying. And then we also had Austin Aries defeat Tony Nese in a great match.
Long Nese monster.
Yes. And then we had Austin Aries and Neville talk some shit just to set up that they're going to talk some more shit tomorrow on 205 Live.
I said that I want Aries' promo to be verbatim the exact same promo he used on Raw.
I wouldn't put it past WWE, but I don't think Austin Aries will let that happen.
Either that or I want to do the whole thing in his Neville voice.
He does a pretty good Neville impression. Especially when he says King of the Cruiserweights. But yeah. And so that leaves us with our main event. Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Again. For like the fifth time in like the last month, I think.
I don't think it's been that many times. Maybe third.
It's at least the second, because they faced a Fastlane. It was Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah. But don't forget about that amazing time when Braun Strowman lambasted him. You know. Because, like, he was in the oven cooking lamb chops.
Yeah.
He lambasted them.
Yeah, I must have missed that part of the match when he was cooking the lamb.
He was basting his lamb chops.
Then the Undertaker appeared.
Oh, wow, the Undertaker appeared.
And chokeslammed Braun Strowman. Oh, you're doing Pokemon battle music. Got it. It's like, what the fuck is happening right now? Yeah, Braun Strowman.
Undertaker used chokeslam.
Braun Strowman got a chokeslam, so technically Braun Strowman won by disqualification.
It was super effective.
But the bell never rang. And then this is one thing that I haven't seen Undertaker do this since being badass Undertaker, because usually Dead Man Undertaker doesn't show that he's made a mistake. But he chokeslams Braun Strowman and then gets this fuck look on his face and turns around into a spear from Roman Reigns. That kind of made Undertaker look like a moron.
If that was the case, slightly, because I have a feeling it wouldn't be that hard. Even if the lights were still out, I feel like it would be pretty easy to tell the difference from Roman Reigns, whom he's already chokeslammed once, to having his hand engulfed in a big-ass beard to find Braun Strowman's throat.
Well, it was Roman was setting up for the spear, and then he stared at Roman for a good minute. Then he turned around, chokeslammed Braun, and then went, oh yeah, he was getting ready for that spear, and then he got fucking hit. It made Undertaker look stupid. But then we had the I'm still fine sit up while Roman was walking away. You know, Roman Reigns, my favorite wrestler on Raw right now. Universal champ of my heart. Is that what it says?
Yes.
Okay. Thought I.
You remembered it right.
Well, he's my favorite wrestler. Gotta remember.
All your slogans on there.
I love it when he Superman fists me. Romy is my homie. Let's see, what else do I got on here? Oh yeah, Roman is better than Rollins and Ambrose. And not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's my guy.
You got one on each side of the little heart on your stomach.
Fuck. Reigns Mania running. What? Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not saying that one. Nope. Not doing it. That's it for the Raw review. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Click the links. Check out the podcast.
A lot of social media links. The podcast is also a link down there.
Post the comments how much you love Roman Reigns, like I do. Check out Reasonable Wrestling fans.
It's reasonable to W.
Like wrestling, not Roman Reigns.
Not Roman Wayne.
No, but it's a W.
Like Wayans.
Like winner. We're gonna be posting some new stuff over there, especially after WrestleMania, which also starts with the W. Like wrestling. So check that stuff out. Let us know what you want to see. Check out the stuff we do have over there. Let us know what types of stuff you want us to continue doing. We're gonna keep doing the fantasy warfare
makeup tutorial.
Potentially, if you want to see us paint our faces like other wrestlers, we could start doing that. That could be a thing. Let us know in the comments or on any of the social media. But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in whatever video you decide to watch next.
Fuck Jim Cornette.